I'm a faculty at the University of Pittsburgh, and it's hard to talk without slides. So here are my slides. Let me just start by saying, I am originally from Mexico, first generation American, and then I'm faculty in the bioengineering department at Pittsburgh. So I'll briefly tell you how I went from point A to point B. In summary, you need these three things. You need a support network, you need persistence, and you need passion. So that's all you need to know. You can go back to sleep or something, okay? Okay, so first thing. I came from a family that is not a family of academics. Just to give you some sense of it, my grandparents met when they were learning how to read and write at the age of 20, and the other grandparents were teaching other adults to read and write. So they're not really a faculty, a family of professors. However, this family gave me really emotional support that has kept me sane all these years. And also, they were very encouraging. So with that, I was able to get several scholarships that funded my studies through college, okay? And so with those scholarships, I was able to go to Monterrey Tech, which is one of the best universities in Mexico. And then from there, I got another scholarship to go to Austin, the University of Austin in Texas. Being there, it was wonderful. It was a very unique experience. It really opened my horizons in terms of my view of the world, interacting with people from other countries. And then it also sort of made me decide to go into science, and this was thanks to the support of Joseph Kess. So he was a professor that gave me the opportunity to work in his laboratory as a undergraduate research assistant. So with that assistantship, I was able to finish my studies at Austin without any debt. And then after that, he introduced me to Annalyn. And I worked with Annalyn during this last year of my college, and she was so kind enough to introduce me to people at Georgia Tech and Emory who basically pull out my application to graduate studies, and they were the ones who admitted me with a graduate fellowship. So right there, I had the fortune to work with Lina Ting. She taught me a lot about how to be a scientist. And then when I finished my PhD degree, she introduced me to Amy Bastian, who recruited me to go and work at Johns Hopkins as a postdoctoral fellow. And after my years there, she introduced me to Peter Strick, who then later recruited me to come and work here at Pitt. So the summary is that you need a support network, okay? And most importantly, you need to build it. Now, I also put that picture because it's a still old myth, yet perpetuated, that females cannot have a career and a successful career and also a successful family or grow a family. And that's, as I said, I think it's a myth, because if you just, at the core of my network right now are my kids and my husband, and as long as you have a partner that will be invested in your professional development as much as you are, then you will be able to make it, okay? So, build a support network. Now, I'm telling you this story as if it had been really easy, but it wasn't. So, you need persistence. To be able to, and I'm gonna go tell you some examples of that persistence throughout this way. From high school to the bachelor's, I was able to get one scholarship, but I failed to get another one, right? To go to study in France. So I had to continue looking for scholarships until I found the one that would allow me to go to the University of Tech Monterrey. Now, from bachelor's to the undergraduate research programs, I told you I was working as an undergraduate research assistantship, but it took 4 trials before I could get that position. Like there were 4 rejections and for different professors that were not interested, okay? So I had to knock at several doors. Now, from the undergraduate research program to the PhD program, there were several rejections from different schools, like 6 schools rejected my graduate school application. And then it took me, once I was at Emory, it took 3 attempts to finally be able to contact my PhD advisor, okay? And then from the PhD to the postdoc, the position was uncertain. It was not clear that there will be funding for me to be able to work at Johns Hopkins. And then from the postdoc to the faculty job, it took 3 rejections from different universities. I got the opportunity to have 2 positions, but there were like non-tenure, which have less advantages. And then I had 1 job offer, but it was not quite a mismatch. I mean, it was not quite a match. So, and as a faculty, I still struggle getting rejections from, funding and stuff like that. So, you need to be persistent. You need to be resilient to rejection. And there's not something like serendipity that will allow you to get everything that you want. And you need to be proactive because you never know who's listening, right? So always, just to tell you like a very concrete story, the position here at Pitt, I'm pretty certain that was all possible just because I had breakfast with Peter. And during this breakfast, he was impressed by my studies. So don't think that you're gonna be in a podium when you're gonna be like tested. Okay, now it's time to act, now we need to shine. Because it's not like that. Like you are always sort of being observed, right? In any common situation. So we use those as opportunities so be proactive and use those as opportunities to succeed. Now, last thing is passion. In my case, I find my motivation to do what I do because I wanted to improve motor rehabilitation in people that had brain lesions like my brother. And because of that, I decided to become a scientist that would study how we move and what can we do to stimulate learning mechanisms in patients that had brain lesions to help them walk better. So with that, I formed a lab. And this, I guess my heritage as well as background has allowed me to recruit and work with students from different cultures and different academic backgrounds to build their own success, okay? So follow your bliss. Whatever it is that you feel really excited about, just do that. In conclusion, you need to build a support network, be resilient to rejection and proactive about finding opportunities, and follow your passion.